Photos are more than images. They are windows into stories, vessels of emotion that transcend time and space. Behind every photograph lies a narrative waiting to be unveiled, whether it captures the serenity of a sunlit day or the heroic aftermath of a bloody battlefield. The Crimean War, known as the World War Zero to a lot of people due to its wide range and brutalness. This is the first time in human history that cameras have been used to document warfare. The conflict erupted in the turbulent waters of the 19th century, amidst the clash of empires and the rumblings of revolutions. From 1853 to 1856, this monumental clash drew in mighty empires like the Ottoman Empire, struggling to fend off encroachments from the Russian Tsar, who sought to expand his influence across the Crimean Peninsula. The conflict, however, wasn't confined to these shores. It ignited a power keg of geopolitical tensions, drawing in European powers like Britain and France, who rallied to the Ottoman cause, fearing the uncheckable expansionism of Russia. It was a clash of titans, a showdown of ideologies, and the struggle for supremacy that spares no one. In the past, before the invention of modern photography, people really knew how things really were on the battlefield. So that basically means the rulers can arbitrarily fabricate the situation of war according to their own needs. Meanwhile, due to the rich emotional connections associated with war itself for the general public, people easily romanticize the focus on war heroism, thereby departing from an objective perspective and distorting it in the process of passing it down orally. This is Roger Fenton, a pioneer in his own right, armed not with swords, but with a camera. He was tasked by the British government to capture the realities of the Crimean War. His mission is to bring the distant honors of battle to the doorsteps of the British public. However, relying on long exposures made it impossible for Mr. Fenton to stop action and capture actual battles. But while he did give the British public a view of the war by portraying the lives of British enlisted men and officers, as well as showing the armaments, supply routes, and the many horses that were the critical military transportation technology of the day. He peels back the layers of wartime propaganda and reveals the unvarnished truths of the Crimean War. In the chaos of battle, Fenton's lens becomes a silent witness to the human drama unfolding before him. Each click of the shutter captured a moment frozen in time, a testament to the courage, the fear, and the sacrifice of those who walked the path of conflict. He revealed the camaraderies and the resilience of those who marched into battle. Fenton's images brought to light the human cost of war, challenging the glorified narratives of heroism and honor. His photographs captured the faces of men who would soon become casualties of conflict, reminding us of the toll of war on both body and soul. He lived among the troops and traveled in a photo truck that doubled as his darkroom while photographing Russia's defeat by an alliance that included Britain, France, and the Ottoman Empire. Fenton's lens did not only focus on the soldiers. Through his haunting landscapes, he revealed the unforgiving nature of the Crimean Peninsula, a land scattered by war, where every step was a struggle. And this is of course represented by his iconic work, Valley of the Shadow of Death. He took 2 photographs of the scene, one with cannonballs littering the road, and the other with cannonballs by the roadside. Writers and scholars remain uncertain as to which was taken first, but either way, someone moved the cannonballs between exposures. If it was the photographer, then the image would also be the first of many. staged war photos. So besides being his famous work, this also leads to the majority of his criticism. We can see that, besides entering an era of more realistic war reports, we are also entering an era of possible new media propaganda, which will bloom in the early 20th century. Standing at the turning point of history, we should critically examine the use of cameras in warfare. During the conflict, Fenton's work also had a profound impact on military strategies. His photographs provide invaluable insights into the terrain and conditions of the Crimean Peninsula, influencing the decisions of military leaders and shaping the course of the war. Regardless of whether there were actually vested interests behind Fenton's work, we should still appreciate the contribution he had made to portray the war. When you are watching historical documentaries about wars in the mid-19th century with realistic costumes, don't forget Roger Fenton and his contributions. Back in Britain, Fenton's photographs ignited a public outcry. Exhibited in galleries and newspapers, his images shattered the illusion of war and exposed its brutal realities. The British public was confronted with the true face of the conflict. In September 1855, Thomas Agnew put Fenton's photographs on the show in London. Roger Fenton's photographs are more than just images. They are portals into the past, gateways to a world shaped by conflict and courage. Through his lens, we glimpse the face of war, the untold stories that linger beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered by those who dare to look.